Driftwood, a conundrum of faith and loneliness. As the tide slowly receded from the muddied creeks of her life, bare banks left exposed for gulls to pick over, she watched as boat hulls revealed their nakedness. Here her life floated among reeds like driftwood, still seeking to be washed up on a beach that could be home. She watched as figures came and went, traversing carefully those planks whose age had survived so many passing storms, now succumbing to the boring of worms. Would her life pass away like those planks? Two boys, shouting at their father for a bucket, lines dangling down deep to reach the brine-mixed waters of an estuary where waters seeped in from small streams. A shout. They had made their catch. "Quick, Dad! Be quick! A crab!" The exuberance of youth. So long ago, life seemed to be passing her by too quickly. The loneliness recorded within her poetry that needed a second vision to see through the glass walls within which she was enclosed. Driftwood, beached upon an empty shore, where she had wished for so much more. A green sailboat tied up against an iron post, brown sail furled, neatly kept, two berths beneath, so still and so calm. She had known both. The warmth of that bed where she had lain with him, feeling his warmth press upon her, gently holding him in. Now all that was left were her dreams, becalmed upon the reed beds, in a village which tourists thought was a halfway to a paradise. On a wind-swept wintry day was a village without hope. A large motorboat with a diesel engine that carried visitors out to the banks where seals played, now stranded along with the others, waiting for an incoming tide to give life again. Looking at the scene, notebook and pencil poised, she attempts to write. Shut the noise from the bar. Drink her coffee. She wants to record that feeling of being alone. There is no story of waiting for a loved one to come home. No tales of being left on her own. She had made a choice, but now finds she is alone. She sketches, and sometimes writes letters to herself, talking to a world that has gone, drifting away like the wood waiting for that incoming tide. Le Lion Rouge is there, tied up near the bridge. She had bought that boat when she first arrived, living cosily for the first year, making trinkets from shells and glass she found on the beach. The sun passes a zenith, and a drowsy afternoon drifts on with the heat. Then she hears the sound of his voice, calling gently across the crowded street. He has come, as she knew he would, just as he always came. Tonight they would sleep together. For a few days their loneliness, like the driftwood, would have travelled to a further shore. Two lost souls, perhaps, souls belonging to another world they could not yet share, respecting the cells in which they were trapped. Love lost, now becoming love found for a few precious days, each choosing to devote themselves not to another, but to him. Devotion, struggling each day with the loss. In only a few days their lives return, where he will be in service to his flock, and she will work with her sisters for him. I stand now before two freshly dug graves. The smell of fresh fenland soil in the air, holes soon to be filled, stones to be raised. And as the tears stream so freely down my face, I wonder what you believe will be written on those stones. How do you perceive? Driftwood or not? A seagull screams overhead.